What's the creepiest display of intelligence you've seen by another human? A friend once showed me his guidebook to how to handle his girlfriend. He'd taken notes on her likes and dislikes, what he'd given her, and precisely how she responded, which actions caused which responses in her, what phrases he could quote at her to yield particular responses, etc. And then sort of used the information he'd collected to write a little guide to expected outcomes of various things he does, so that he could diffuse her if she got mad at him. If she felt unloved, he had strategies for fixing the situation so he could go back to doing whatever he likes while she gets off his back. If X, then Y will likely do Z, unless P. It was somewhere between oddly sweet and creepily manipulative. In real life, my sister, hands down, and it's an ongoing thing. You remember that scene in The Matrix where Carrie Ann Moss downloads helicopter flight knowledge into her brain? Watching my sister just go about her daily life is like a never-ending loop of that scene. Dishwasher is broken. 10 literal minutes of YouTube later, she's got it figured out. The what, the how, the why, and it'll be fixed in half an hour if the parts are in stock at Lowe's. Car making a funny noise? Get her on FaceTime, pop the hood, crank the engine, and she's got it located and ID'd and estimates from 3 local shops for you to pick from. Random archaeological discovery mentioned in passing on the daily MSN headlines. She read the journal article already. And isn't it interesting how that validates so-and-so's findings from his dig in Chile in the 80s? Bitch, since when do you know about fossils? Crazy complicated super esoteric recipe from Thailand she's never tried? I'll bet you $1,000 she'll glance at the recipe twice and whip out a version you could sell in a restaurant. She remembers your coworker's sister's boyfriend's birthday and that he really likes chocolate sprinkles but not rainbow. She can get a feral dog eating out of her hand and get it to let her give it a bath and diagnose what's wrong with its back leg from 10 paces away. Hey sis, do you happen to know anything about welding? How to preserve this old dress I found in great-grandma's attic? What I should do about these weird bugs on my tomato plants? Of course you do. Her bosses at work keep trying to move her up the chain, but she's not interested because it'll cut into her jam-making time or something. But they all come to her first when there's a question or a problem they can't fix, and they listen on the first go. Her husband says he's seen her ask the general manager what flavor of stupid he ate for breakfast this morning and seen him apologize for the error in judgment. She'll tell you she's not that smart, she just has a good memory, but IDK man. It's terribly handy to have her on my side, but if she ever decides to take over the world, we're all screwed. I hang around some shady people. The one that took it from me was a hardcore addict with multiple chemical compounds around his house he had no business having. He said he made them all himself. I know my chemistry, and they were all legit what they were labeled as. He described how he made them, and it checked out. I've come to a point in my life where my philosophy is never to underestimate a drug addict. I've seen people at the bottom who are more intelligent in 1 or 2 things than I'd anticipate. 90% of the global population.